This video didn't find you by chance, it's a quiet blessing from the divine. Stay with it till the end, you may find the answer your soul has been seeking. We did not come to this world merely to live. We were not created just to eat, sleep, work, and die. The human being is a mystery, more than just a body. We have a soul. And the soul is searching for its source. That source is the Creator Himself. Spiritual discipline is the path of returning to that source. Spiritual discipline is answering the silent cries of the soul. It is building a connection with the unseen. It's not just about prayer, meditation, or fasting, it's an entire way of life. Spiritual discipline is the structured way a person takes conscious steps to grow spiritually. Even though each religion and spiritual tradition has its own path, the core principles are the same: controlling yourself, resisting your desires, and getting closer to God. It means being honest with your soul. It means listening to the silence inside you. The world may be full of noise, but the soul always speaks quietly. You can only hear it through discipline. Do you know why spiritual discipline is important? Before answering this question, think for a moment. Why do some people feel empty inside even though they have everything: money, fame, opportunities? Because they've forgotten to feed their soul. Yes, the soul is starving. And do you know what the soul's food is? Prayer, patience, gratitude, silence, trust in God, forgiveness, meditation, these are the food of the soul. Spiritual discipline doesn't just give a person inner strength, it also gives direction in life. It helps bring back the meaning that often gets lost in the rush of life. Because no matter how physical or material a person may seem, in truth, we are spiritual beings. Spiritual discipline can take many forms. 1. Prayer and worship. In all religions, prayer is one of the main pillars. Prayer is the soul's conversation with God. Every sincere and heartfelt prayer helps to purify the soul. Prayer is not only asking for help, it is also a symbol of surrender. 2. Silence and reflection. In silence, you can hear the voice of God. And reflection is like a mirror for the soul. Sitting in silence for a few minutes every day is very important. It helps you get to know your inner world. Learn to practice silence, because the deepest answers are hidden in stillness. 3. Fasting and controlling the self. Fasting is not just about staying away from food. It's a beautiful way to quiet the voice of your ego. Sometimes, let your eyes, ears, and tongue fast too. Because your ego always wants to fight with you, but your soul prefers silence. 5. Forgiveness and mercy. The soul cannot carry anger. But forgiveness is the purification of the soul. Forgive others, and yourself. Be merciful. Because God loves the merciful. 6. Remembrance and gratitude. Let your tongue always remember God, and your heart will feel warm in that remembrance. Take just a few minutes each day to thank your Lord, and then the dark parts of your soul begin to shine. Spiritual discipline is a quiet, yet very powerful process. It doesn't bring instant results. It's a long journey, a struggle with the ego, habits, and inner weaknesses. It's like planting a seed in the soil. You water it for days and months, protect it from cold, wind, and harmful things. That seed stays silent for a long time, but one day, it turns into a fruit that surprises you. Spiritual growth is just like that. It takes patience, but its result is eternal. If a person lives with spiritual discipline, it shows throughout their whole life. They no longer get worried, even about the smallest things. They feel less anxious, because they know that everything is under God's control. They are patient, because they trust in their Lord, who is capable of all things. They begin to understand people more deeply. They can feel others' inner world, their struggles, their flaws, and their pain. When they see someone make a mistake, they don't rush to judge. They know that everyone has their own path and their own test in life. This makes them more compassionate. Forgiving becomes easier, because the more they forgive, the more they feel free inside. A person who has received spiritual training carries silence within. The noisy world no longer shakes them. They begin to feel a peace deep inside. A peace that is not just quietness, but a calm that comes from being close to God. This person no longer looks for happiness in external things. They realize that true joy is found in only one place: in the depth of their connection with God. Spiritual discipline, through prayer and remembrance, fasting and reflection, patience and silence, is the beginning of the path. It guides a person in the right direction and doesn't let them get lost in the darkness. Sometimes, the path can be difficult. But those challenges lead to inner growth. Because true strength is in overcoming your own ego. And true wealth is in drawing closer to God. Every person has a story that is uniquely their own. Sometimes that story is quiet. Sometimes it's hidden in tears. And sometimes, it begins with a single question. Who am I, and why am I here? Some people are led to this path after deep loss and painful experiences. Others awaken through a single sentence in a book, or a word spoken not by chance. And some simply feel tired of life, sensing that something is missing, and begin to search for true meaning. No matter how the journey begins, it always leads to the same destination: peace, calm, and understanding. Spiritual journey is a journey into the depths of life. It is not a path that leads outward, but inward. And it begins with a single step taken toward God. Maybe you're in that very place right now, as you read these words. Maybe this message is the voice your soul has been waiting for all along. Maybe this is the call that will finally fill the emptiness you felt for years. Remember, this worldly life is temporary. The body grows tired, time passes, and everything changes. But the soul, it remains eternal. Your greatest investment is what you do for your soul. Spiritual discipline is preparation for eternity. It is cleansing and purifying the soul through prayer, remembrance, patience, trust, silence, and forgiveness. On this path, every step brings light. Every moment of patience brings peace. And every silence holds an answer. It's never too late to start this path. Because wherever you left God, that's where He's still waiting for you. At any age, no matter your situation, you can return. What matters most is your intention and your will to begin. If you're reading this, it means the call has already reached you. Listen to your heart, because your soul is speaking, guiding you back to your Lord. Some people say, Modern life is too fast. There's no time for spiritual discipline. As if the spiritual path is a luxury, something only for those with plenty of free time. But in reality, it is exactly because of all the noise, rush, and emptiness around us that spiritual discipline is so important. Because a consistent spiritual practice becomes a shield that protects a person from the emptiness of daily life, from inner chaos, and from spiritual hunger. Sometimes a person achieves many things, yet a sense of fatigue remains inside. They gain more, but rejoice less. They speak more. They see more people, yet feel more alone. The reason behind all of this, the soul has been forgotten. Spiritual discipline doesn't begin with big or difficult steps. It begins with a simple and consistent intention. Reading a verse each day. Praying each day. Giving thanks each day. And spending a few minutes in silence each day. These simple moments, when brought together, slowly begin to transform the soul. It's as if a small candle is lit within, and each day it gives off a little more light. At first, the glow seems faint, but over time, that light begins to pierce the darkness. It changes you, and then it lights up everything around you. Because spiritual discipline is not a duty, it is a life for the soul. In the midst of modern life, in a world where everything changes rapidly, spiritual discipline protects a person, keeps them steady, and keeps the connection with God alive. Remember, as you nourish your soul with discipline, your life will change too. You become less tired, and understand more. You react less, and comprehend more. You search less, because you already find everything within yourself. O human, remember that you are not merely a body. Your true existence is the soul. This world is a journey, and you are a traveler moving toward the purpose hidden deep within your soul. Spiritual discipline, that is, spiritual training, is your unwavering guide on this long path. It shows you the way, strengthens your soul, and deepens your connection with God. Spiritual discipline is not just a duty, it is the breath of the soul, a window to life itself. Sometimes the soul is silent, but it never dies. It constantly calls you. Even when you are silent, lost in your own quiet, the soul patiently waits for you. It longs for you to answer its call, to embrace its light. The soul is the path that leads to God. To walk this path, you must take the first step. Perhaps this video, this voice, is that very first step for you. Do not be afraid. Remember, you are not alone. At every step, your soul and God are with you. Welcome to the spiritual path. Here, in stillness, in prayer, and in intention, you will find the true home of your soul. Walk forward with faith, for God will never abandon you. You are not searching for the path, you are the path itself. Just keep going.